Yeah, anytime seniors leave here, it's a big deal. I remember my senior day, emotional, walking out, and I still have a picture of Coach Osborne and I when I was coming out of the tunnel. It means a lot to me. So, talked a bunch about these seniors. It's a great group. I feel bad this season hasn't gone better for them, but at the same time, these are going to be some of the guys that the foundation for what we're going to do going forward is built on. And I think they know that and can feel it, and I'm going to be sorry to see a bunch of them go.
Is there a guy or two from that class that maybe hasn't hardly played that you really admire for, still being here?
Well, all the guys really, Devine I keep talking about, but, nobody, including probably coaches, thought he was going to have the year that he's had, and he just stuck with it and kept getting better and kept getting better, and has had an unbelievable year. Mick's such a fighter, playing through everything that he's playing through and still being a leader and being there for the team. Right down to some of the walk-ons that are still here and fighting and battling. It's a pretty good group, and it's been a great group for us from a leadership standpoint.
Hey, Scott, Stanley Morgan talked to the media today. How would you characterize him as a leader? What have you seen him as a leader? And is there any part of his game that is especially appealing to you?
I've said this a bunch about Stan. The best part about Stan is he loves football. Every day at practice, he's got a smile on his face. He's excited to do warm-ups to get ready to practice. There's always positive energy coming out of Stanley, and you need that on your team. I don't know if he's quite as vocal consistently as some of the other leaders, but he sets the example daily for how you're supposed to do things and how you're supposed to practice, and his enthusiasm is infectious.
Scott, Devine was named the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week today. He's 2 games away from the end of the season of a senior year. Just talk about the road he's had here and what it means to have him get that honor. 2 games left.
Yeah, I'm so happy for him. He's an example of how kids should be and what they should do. We all want things to happen and work for us right now. Otherwise, we're unhappy and we quit or we leave. I wasn't around Devine for most of his career here, but coming in as the coach, and getting information from people that knew the program, we thought, from the information I got, that running back was the place where we needed immediate help because we weren't sure how good we'd be at that spot. We went out and got some guys, and all of a sudden at the beginning of the season, Devine found himself as not the starter. And that could have gone a lot of different ways. Went different ways with a couple other guys when that happened, and not him. He just kept coming to work, doing his job, getting better. It's even more special when someone has a great season, when they persevere through something like that. And what a great teammate and a great person, and I really believe he's put himself in position to keep playing football and not have his Nebraska career be the end of his career.
After the game, you said he's all Big Ten. If you had to tell other coaches and media members why they should vote for him, what would you say?
I would never tell anybody else who to vote for. I said he's playing at that level, and there's no question in my mind. I certainly haven't seen everybody in the league, but his productivity for us, especially in conference play, has been incredible. I feel like a dumb coach because I guess I only gave it to him 11 times on Saturday, but he's been doing great things with the ball when we get it to him.
Has his evolution kind of helped open up the game for some of your wide receivers the back half of the season?
Yeah, the run game opens up the pass game. If you can't run it, it's tough to score points. So you rely on your pass game, become one-dimensional. We've been pretty balanced on offense. Obviously, that's going to be a big challenge this week because we're playing #1 rushing defense in the country. But if we can get him going, if we can get Mo going, Adrian contributing to that, it leads to a lot of possibilities in the passing game.
How much has Michigan State's defense changed since the 2 times you called plays against them? It hasn't changed.
Oh, it's changed. They're still doing the same things. They're not as consistently. It was pretty much a quarters outfit with some third down pressure when I played them, coached against them all those years ago. They mix in more man now. There's a little more first and second down pressure, a little more single high. They're just a little more multiple and mix it up a little more. They've changed their quarters coverage a little bit. I mean, you still recognize it as the same outfit, but I think they've gotten better since then.
You were overthrown pass and beating them twice, so obviously you figured some things out about how they play. What's good about their style of defense, and what kind of success did you guys have at work?
This is close to or as good a defense as we've faced all year, and I've only watched them for one day, but I got a ton of respect for what they do. They know their schemes, they know their issues and places that people have tried to hit them, and they have answers for that. Best thing about them, they get 11 guys playing hard and sprinting to the football, and they don't give up big plays. So we got to be on our game to create them, and we got to be ready to sustain some drives if we need to.
Scott, Trey forced a couple fumbles Saturday, had 10 tackles. How instrumental has he been in teaching your guys to play defense the way you want to play this year?
Yeah, we're glad to have Trey. Got such a good relationship with Trey. The whole coaching staff does. Trey wants to be a coach. I think he's going to be a good one. But love watching him have success on the football field. And he's been great for our younger DBs and a lot of the defensive guys already being familiar with a lot of our scheme and system. He can make all the calls for us, and that's a piece that we were missing before he got to town.
Michigan State's played a couple different quarterbacks, Lewiecki and Lombardi. Is there much difference between the two when they're in the game?
No, they both do a good job watching them. They've been kind of bit by the injury bug, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. Unfortunate for them. I remember Lewiecki coming out of high school from Pinnacle in Arizona, and I went and watched him and was impressed with him, so I know what kind of player he is. I don't think their offense is going to change much based on which guy's in there, and both of them are capable of doing good things on the field.
With the way you've run the ball the last few weeks, maybe with your front guys, what has changed? Is it just sort of a natural evolution of getting comfortable, or maybe what is doing better in that regard?
We're just better. I think individually all the guys up front are better. They're playing better as a unit. We're blocking a little better on the perimeter. The backs are better. Guys understand the schemes and what we're trying to get done at a higher level now. So it's all just kind of coming together. I think offensively it's been a steady progression and improvement all year long, and we got our work cut out for us this week to make it look like that again, because we're playing really good defense.
I suppose this would be true of the whole team, but specifically the seniors. What character have you seen revealed in them through a rough start to the year and then the first appearance they've shown over the last half?
I think it says a lot about the job that the assistant coaches have done. It says a lot about the character of the guys on this team right now. It's hard to have a season start the way we had it start and not lose the team, lose hope, lose enthusiasm. You don't see a team very often that starts off with that many, bad blows being delivered to you and keep improving. And a lot of that has to do with these seniors that are leaving and the leadership that they've given, fixing a lot of the problems on the team even through those hard things, changing the expectations even through some of those hard things. And I'm proud of the fact that this group has continued to improve despite some really rough times. It says a lot about your character when you face adversity like that and make the decision to keep fighting, keep swinging, and get better.
Scott, it looks like your team still has quite a bit of bounce, not really affected badly by injuries. What do you attribute to that?
We've had some unfortunate ones, but those are ones going to happen. You can't control an ACL here or there. Those things are going to happen in football. But just talking to Mark Meyer, who's done a great job and deserves a lot of credit for that. We haven't had anywhere near the number of injuries that they've had in the recent past. Most of the credit goes to Mark and to Zach Duvall. When you're not as big and strong as you can be, or as big and strong as other teams, you get beat up and get hurt. And we gained a lot of ground in that area with Zach working with guys for a year, and we've stayed healthier than most teams, and I think most of that has to do with strength and conditioning staff.
You made a change last week on kickoffs. Will it be Barrett Pickering again this week, and why did you guys make that change there last week?
Yeah, it'll be Barrett this week, and probably going forward. We just want the ball to go where it's supposed to go.
It's got to be a score of the last 6 times you started with the ball for the start of games. Is that the longest streak you remember calling plays, or is that not kind of before?
I have no idea. But it's sure nice to start the game off with a lead. It's nice to start off offensively with success. And the first half last week, other than the last drive, was kind of a thing of beauty on offense. Those guys executed everything we asked them to. And that's a sign that the offense is figuring itself out and coming of age a little bit. That's going to be hard to do this week. You know, watching tape, I see people punting 9 straight times against this outfit. If we can score on our first drive this week, I'll be really happy.
With all the forced fumbles you guys have caused the last couple of weeks, are there certain things maybe the layman would spot that you see and why that's happening for you guys?
No, we're just ball aware now. You can preach it until you're blue in the face, but you have to have it in the back of your mind when you come in and you're the first or second guy coming into a tackle to not just clean up the tackle but try to get a hand on a ball. And that mentality's got to be ever present to keep getting balls out. We're starting to get more guys with their eyes on the ball in zone coverage. They're rallying to balls better, so we're getting more hats there. Guys are aware of where a guy's holding it, second guy's in or taking slaps at it, and you know, that's how this thing is going to be successful. If our offense can keep improving, we don't have to stop somebody every time we're out there. But if you can get 1 or 2 big breaks, big turnovers, and the offense can capitalize on those, you can separate in a game. And that worked out well for us on Saturday.
Not a bowl game. How big are these next 2 weeks just to kind of build for the momentum that you want for the program?
I think everybody can feel the momentum. Even in the program, I talked about it after the game, but just listening to Mick talk to the team was inspiring to me. And he made it clear where he thought everything was going and how much better it's getting, how much better it's going to get. I said at the beginning of the season we wanted to get better day by day, and I think we've done that. I wish it would have led to better results this year, but those results are going to come. And just like I wasn't going to measure the success of this season based on win-loss record, I won't measure the end of the season based on the last 2. We're going to fight our tails off and try to win them against a couple good teams. But I think everybody in the building, everybody in this program can see where it's going, and that in itself has been a success.
Were you hoping for a 2:30 start to kind of help with the recruiting weekend, and how tough is it when you get many 11 a.m.s in a row to try to get recruits to come in from far away?
Yeah, well, we win more games, we'll be better in better time slots, right? Yeah. But it's tough getting kids here from out of state when you play at 11 in the morning. Selfishly, I like 11 in the morning. I can get home and have dinner and see my son. But from a recruiting standpoint, we're going to be able to get most of the guys in this week. There's a couple, I think, that'll probably show up after the game started.
How active do you want to be in the next month in recruiting your college players, and how you signed a lot last year? It looks like you guys are pursuing a lot. How important is it to try to land some of those guys, and how active do you want to be?
You know, I think long term, hopefully we have the thing built from the ground up the right way, that there's probably only 1 or 2 spots that we're going to need immediate help. That wasn't the situation we walked into last year, so we went out and found the best we could for our team. Some of those situations still exist this year, so if we feel like we need an older guy to help, we're going to go look. But at the end of the day, we're going to evaluate everybody based on how much we think they can help this football team. And if that's 18-year-old, great. If it's a 20-year-old, great. We just have to make sure we get the right kids, not just on the field but off.
Do you think it's going to be like a 25-guy class or bigger?
Could end up being bigger than 25.
Another question, Coach. Scott, these 11 a.m. games with being a morning team, does that benefit you guys, do you think, quite a bit? Or?
Yeah, we practice in the morning. I suppose that helps us a little bit. Guys are used to being out there between 8 and 9 and being ready to go and practice. So the early kickoff certainly doesn't affect them from that standpoint. You know, we kind of just roll the balls out there, put them through a quick stretch, and we're ready to play. So I've never been a morning person until we started practicing in the morning, and even I've turned into one. So I think most of our team has at this point.